What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Import Modify. We're going to continue on with the SRT4. I decided because, you know what, I was going to jump in on the Z32, but you know what? I've been putting that thing off. Why stop now? But honestly, I need to get this done, man. We're so close that, you know, it'd be stupid for me to put my time elsewhere when we're so close to this. Dude, there's got to be closure. There has to be a moment coming really soon when we're going to crank this thing and get it running. In order to do that, we have to knock out more stuff, and I've been hustling in between my daily work, and I finally had an opening to where, you know, I got to do some work on this Hayabusa right here. I got to get it running right, got to take care of some leaks and everything else. It needs full service, but, you know, it is cold outside, and he's not going to want it right now. So I have a little bit of time in between to focus on my projects, and you know what? Got to put another episode out there, guys. I would love to grow this stuff to where I can just do more of this stuff, but you got to understand, I got to get my money where I can get it from. It's not like I make a lot of money on YouTube, I'll tell you that much. I don't make very much at all. So just like doing these things, and I like you guys coming along for the ride. That's what being an enthusiast is all about. So hopefully I can find fellow enthusiasts to subscribe to my channel and we can grow this thing. Come on, let's do it. All right, so we got to get this thing going. So we got to focus on the ECU connectors here, because there's a lot of hacking going on right here. And I say a lot, but really it's not a lot. But you know what? I got to get it done. I got to clean up the wiring there, solder it all back together. Same thing here. Clean this up, mount the bracket and the ECU, get it all plugged in. And then I have the tray right here, which is reconditioned. And whenever I reconditioned this, what I did is I took undercoating, and I sprayed that first, and then I sprayed the paint that is in the engine bay to color match it, so it's durable now. And I like to do that on battery trays, guys. That's kind of like one of my things. Like just paint it alone with the battery, moving it in and out like that. It wears down the paint and everything, and if you put underspray on it, it's durable. It'll hold up for battery tray and preserve it more. So just a little hack for you guys. Okay, so I did talk about that. I did talk about the ECU, but the relay that I spoke about on the last episode, it was all wrapped up with some electrical tape. I unwrapped it, and once I unwrapped it, I realized that it wasn't complete. It's like they started it, so they only like tapped into one wire, but they kind of pulled the pin out of the connector. I got to see if that's repairable or whatever. If not, I got a pigtail to take from the donor car outside and solder it all in, and it'll be good to go. So we got to take care of those things and then get that done. And I'm not sure about the gas in that tank, so I might have to drop that gas tank and drain the gas out. It's probably a smart thing to do. Just take that gas tank out, drop the tank. Well, drop the tank, take the gas tank out, same damn thing. And drain the tank. I know the fuel pump in that car runs good. I don't know what it's got in this. Maybe aftermarket. A lot of things were aftermarket throughout both cars. And that allowed me to get a lot of good parts. So, all right, man, I'm done talking. Let's just go ahead and get this thing going. All right, so ECU wiring is done for the most part. I took care of all the fraying and everything. I repaired the wiring, and I had some extra wiring from the Mega Squirt setup I did on the Datsun. So I tried to stick with a relatively similar color, but they had a wire on this orange connector, pin 22. It was just hanging out there, man, and I was peeling the wiring back, trying to see if the cut was higher in the harness. Couldn't find a wire for it, so I did research on that pinout, and it doesn't go to anything. So it's just hanging out there in the factory harness. They just cut that wire. Whenever they had the pigtail wired up, they just had it out and just hanging out. So wasn't connected to nothing, but looked like it was cut. So yeah, verified that it was just hanging out. So I got everything taken care of, and there was a splicing on this one right here. It was the vehicle speed sensor. So they had some aftermarket stuff in there, and it was all, you know, rigged up. If I add stuff in the future, I will splice it in myself, because I'm not going to trust any of the wiring that these guys did on these cars. I tell you what, they're complete noobs. Bunch of noobs working on these SRTs, and they tear them up. And I have frayed wiring. This right here, I got to find out where that goes, get the proper connector off the donor car, get that taken care of. But we're about ready to put the ECU in. I was looking at the bracket, and the other bracket's hacked. It was cut, one of the legs, but they did a funky job on it, and I was wondering why. But then I figured out placing it in place, because it goes like that on that bracket, and it goes over this intercooler piping. So that's why they had it cut. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the same on this one. I'm going to cut this leg off right here, nice and neat, and then clean it up and paint it. And then I'm going to clean the ECU up as well, and then we'll mount it in. We'll connect the connectors, and that's going to be done for the most part. Clean up a little bit more wiring, and then we will be good on that. But it's cold outside. I'm not going outside right now. I'll probably include it all on this episode, but it's cold outside. It's nighttime, and I'm not trying to go out there, because I still got to get the pigtail off of the fuel pump. And just because it's a donor car, I'm going to take those things anyway. I'm going to cut them, and then I'll take the better of the two. More than likely, I'm just going to put the other connector in there, because I was looking at the wire in the back, and where they pulled the pin out, they crimped another type of little connector and tried to shove it back in on that pin. So pigtail off the donor car is more than likely the route that I'm going to go. I'll chop it, solder it in, and then it'll be good to go on that. So yeah, all right, let's go ahead, take care of that, put the ECU in, connect some of these wires, and get this stuff cleaned up so we can move on, man. Let's do it. Hey guys, I want to take a quick moment and thank y'all for y'all's comments in the comment section on the SRT4. A lot of y'all who own them has given me good information and definitely helped me speed up the process in this build, so thank y'all. And this is actually one of my favorite tools. It's a little 1/4 Matco impact. This thing could torque up to 60 foot-pounds, believe it or not, and this battery is great. So this is my go-to, man. You guys see me using this a lot. This is my favorite tool. So we're good to go on this. Let's go ahead and mount it up, and then I'm gonna put these little plastic pieces on, and we'll get this thing in the car. All right, I'm gonna give you guys a little tip on what I do whenever I run into things like this. These covers that go onto the connectors for the ECU, they have 4 tabs, and they usually break, and all of them broke trying to remove them. So what I do in order to overcome that and not have to buy new covers or try to find them is I take a little bit of RTV. In this case, we have Nissan RTV, but any RTV will work. You just want to put a little dab on your fingertip. You put a little dab right here, and then on the opposing side, a little dab, and then slide the cover over, and that little dab will dry up and hold it in place. Now you don't want to put a whole lot, because you want to be able to remove it if you ever need to do it again. So just a little tiny dab, and that's all it takes. And then of course you have to tape it up on the bottom like the factory did, but that alone will hold it in place and you don't have to worry about those tabs. So a little tip from me to you guys, let's go ahead and do those, and then we will try to mount the ECU in. Alright, so I ran into a little bit of a snag. I took the bolts off the ECU so I could place the bracket in there and see exactly what's going on. This area right here that I have marked, it's interfering with this right here for the intercooler. So I don't know if that's because it's aftermarket intercooler or because it was hit and bent back, as you saw on a previous episode, me straighten the radiator core out. I don't know, but for me to make it fit, I'm gonna have to chop it back. But unfortunately, I'm out of time for tonight, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll get the ECU in and start just swanging and banging on this thing. All right, it is 2 days later, but we're gonna get things moving on, and it is 2 days later because I had to spend most of my day yesterday picking up my wife's new, well, used new 2009 Camry work car. She totaled her SUV about 4 to 5 months ago, and you know, everybody in the accident was okay. It was not her fault. Someone just pulled out in front of her. And, you know, worst case, for the vehicle, that is deemed total loss. So been looking for something more fuel efficient with the car prices in the market today, man. Made things difficult. So was able to find this one at a decent price because it needs work. And yeah, I can get it done. So I saw the potential in this. It's a good vehicle. I did drive it 2 hours back here, and it drove solid. So it's just got leaks and some other issues, and we'll take care of those, and the missus will have a good work vehicle. But I'll give you guys a look on the inside of it real quick. So it's a good color scheme. You know, I wanted the black with, you know, darker interior, and this is like a blackish gray. The seats are kind of grayish. I don't know. But it fit what we wanted, but the dash is kind of chewed up. You know, it's got some sticky film on top of it, and you know, the seats have like a rip in the bolster, and there was leaks all over. There's leaks all over the engine. I did power wash it to get it ready for me to work on because I don't like working on dirty engine bays. So I take the necessary, you know, the necessary steps, and I power wash dirty engines because I don't like getting filthy. So it's got leaks all over it. It needs attention, but it runs and drives great, man. It's a good car, and these Toyotas last a long time. Now it's on the higher end of the mileage. It's got 190K, but you know, I work on Toyotas sometimes and they got 400K on them. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of neglect that the owners give to these vehicles, and they just take it. So Toyotas are good, man. And a Camry for my wife is what she wanted, and that's what she got. So y'all might be asking about the price on that, and for this area, driving 2 hours out of the way, I was able to get this thing for a low $4,100. Pretty good deal.
Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small, way back before we blew it all. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small, way back before we blew it all. Too many things going on, I can't keep track of them all. From people dropping a bomb to people putting up walls. I feel like life is on hold, perception stuck in a vault. I know that time can heal all, but how much time till we fall? It's awfully chilly outside when there's no shelter to hide. When everything is a lie, you'll find that out in some time. But when the things on your mind are all considered a crime, communication aside, we'll all just fight till we die. Is this an argument or just the start of it? Either way, I don't wanna be a part of it. Can I just get some space? I don't have the heart for this. I can't be picking up the pieces, fixing scars from this. Is this an argument or just the start of it? I wanna drive away so I can be so far from it. me. I wanna find a place where no one breaks their promises, or maybe drown myself in something that is bottomless. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small, way back before we blew it all. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small, way back before we blew it all. I know that things seem bad, but they could be much worse. There's always someone else who has a greater curse, a greater thirst, a hunger, pain, and mercy. Just find whatever you got and try to be thankful first. I wanna feel again, I need a couple friends. I never really understood just how the story ends, but I can feel it's tense, don't know the consequence. The volatility of life, my only confidence. Is this an argument, or just the start of it? Either way, I don't wanna be a part of it. Can I just get some space? I don't have the heart for this. I can't be picking up the pieces, fixing scars from this. Is this an argument, or just the start of it? I wanna drive away so I can be so far from it. I wanna find a place where no one breaks their promises, or maybe drown myself in something that is bottomless. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small, way back before we blew it all. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small, way back before we blew it all.
Well, this episode has turned into quite a wiring episode, and I'm sorry. I tried to make it as interesting as I can, and I hope y'all enjoyed it. But y'all can obviously tell I had a lot of wiring to fix, and I'm glad I got it done. So the ECU's in now, and I'm starting to see the way the wiring harness is laying out. I took the time to clean up some more of the wiring, and the thing about this is the more I clean up, the more I want to continue cleaning up. So it's that rabbit hole you get into when you start doing these things. It just, you know, there's got to be a point where you say, okay, enough's enough. But just looking at it, I kind of want to peel some of this back and throw a new wrap of electrical tape on it. And the electrical tape that I use, guys, is real high grade. It's the Vinyl 3M Super 33 Plus. It's like basically $10 for a roll of it, but it's very high end, and it forms really well, and it holds up very well over time. So you know, a lot of people use that cheap electrical tape, and that stuff over time, it just separates. The glue, the adhesive that they use is not good. So when you're taking the time to do things like this, you want to get the good stuff. So I definitely recommend the Scotch Super 33 Plus electrical tape. Try it out, spend the extra money, and you'll never look back, I promise you. And so we got it all pretty much done up, man. I mean, we still got some other stuff to do in the cabin and everything, but the idea is to get everything done so we can start this thing for the first time. So the next episode, we're just gonna swing and bang some more on it and just keep knocking these things out, because now we could check this off the checklist, and now that list becomes a lot smaller, and these projects, they get done in that manner. So just got to stay on it. I have to use my time, you know, wisely, and yeah, the results are starting to speak for themselves, and it's starting to look really nice. It's going to take form, and I just can't wait to get the whole front end together with the headlights and everything. That one wire that I was talking about earlier, it was up where I showed you it was frayed. It was actually part of the, where's it at? Yeah, so it was this one. Pull it through. So it was this one right here, right? So it looks like it goes to either running lamp or something. This probably goes to a fog light. So it's for lights. And does this route through the socket here? I could look it up, I'm sure, but if you guys know which hole this routes through, or is it route, I don't know. Let me know where this connector is supposed to route through with this light socket. I'll try looking it up, but who knows. A lot of you guys are pretty knowledgeable. I'm pretty sure you already know, so let me know. Well, I'm glad, man. We made more great progress, and I was able to put yet another episode out for you guys. So I hope y'all are enjoying the content. It does take quite a bit of my time to do these, so if you're here for the first time, definitely give me a thumbs up and subscribe, guys. That's all I got till the next one. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Peace out.